Hi KFU, my name is Evan Rayner and I'm a junior in mechanical engineering here at NC State. I apologize if I didn't say your name right, but I believe it's said KFU. Anyway, I chose to respond to your question on the forum, what is binary and how is it used in computers? So binary is a computer language made up of ones and zeros that is used by a computer to store information and read instructions. And binary is actually the most basic language that a computer uses to communicate with its various parts. And here's just an example of what binary would be used for. Say you had a computer programmer, this little person here, who wrote some instructions in a computer language called Java. This language Java makes it easier for the computer programmer to write instructions for the computer in a language that's easier for him to understand and communicate. So then after he writes this code or instructions, this language is interpreted by a translator. And this translator converts these instructions in the Java language into binary. So then these instructions, which are now in binary, so it means the computer can read the instructions. These instructions are sent to whatever part of the computer it needs to go to. So say for example, the central processing unit, or CPU, which is actually considered the brain of the computer that computes different tasks. It's the part of the computer that computes. So that's just an example of how it is used. Now let's have an example of how you can understand it. So say we had some binary code, 1 0 1 0 1 0, and each of these ones and zeros represents either a yes or a no. 1 meaning yes, and 0 meaning no. And then the place of each of these numbers also represents power of 2. And in binary, you read from right to left rather than left to right. So starting at a power of 0 on the far right, this place actually means 2 to the 0, this is 2 to the 1, 2 squared, 2 cubed, 2 to the 4th, and 2 to the 5th. And so to get the meaning of this binary code, you're going to add up the values from each place. So in this case, 0 means no, so you don't include 2 to the 0. So we can mark that out, but put a 0 there for a placeholder. And now 1, which means yes, you're going to include 2 to the 1 in your addition. So 2. There's a 0 meaning no, so you can mark that out, 0. Yes, 2 cubed is 8. And then no, mark that out, 0. And then 2 to the 5th is included, yes, 32. And this all adds up to be 42, meaning that this binary code actually represents the number 42. So I hope you enjoyed this short video introduction into what binary is and how it's used and some of how to interpret it. And go Pack.